Erica, and today I'm going to be doing a YouTube cooking tutorial for you. I picked basically the best food you can possibly make on a cooking tutorial. The inspiration for these cookies came from this Hy-Vee Seasons magazine, and there's a recipe in here called lactation cookies. Me being in dietetics like I am, I noticed all of these things that are good for breastfeeding are also just really good things for general health, just for men too, for women, for men, for kids, anyone. Without any further ado, I'm making you wait to see how to make these amazing cookies. I am just going to get right into showing you. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is a bigger bowl, because we do have a lot of dry ingredients here. But as far as actual ingredients go, the first one you're going to need is this whole wheat flour. And this is the brand I decided to use. It's not really brand specific or anything, but this is just going to be better for you because it's going to have less fat, it's going to have less sodium, it's a lot higher in fiber, and it's also going to have a much lower glycemic index. Okay, so we'll just add that. So the next thing we're going to be adding is these old-fashioned oats. Again, and these are going to be good because they are really high in antioxidants and they're also really high in fiber. And you'll find that fiber is going to be kind of a trend with this recipe. Oh, and I forgot to say that this is going to be 1.5 cups of the flour, and then this is going to be 1 3/4 cup. The next two things I'm going to add are this flax meal and this chia meal. This is the flax and this is the chia. Each are 1/2 cup. These are both really high in antioxidants, which is great. They're both going to be high in fiber. They're also both going to be really high in omega-3 fatty acids, which if you ever hear people talking about like that fish is really good for you, it's usually because of the omega-3 fatty acid. So I will add those. As far as cookies go, they're pretty healthy, but they're still a cookie, so they're going to have sugar, because most cookies do. These are each 1/2 cup. This is just dark brown sugar, which you don't have to use dark, but that's just what I had on hand. And then this is just regular granulated country fair sugar. So I will add those two. Okay, so this is a combination of 4 things, I believe. It's going to be cinnamon, baking soda, salt, and brewer's yeast. And brewer's yeast was actually kind of a new term for me. The reason that it's so good for you is that it's a protein without the fat. It's actually 52% protein, and it's a high quality protein. And the final dry ingredient is just cheesecake mix, or jello, pudding, cheesecake mix, whatever. Oops. And the recipe actually calls for the vanilla flavor, but I ran out of the vanilla flavor, and so I'm trying cheesecake this time. The vanilla tasted good in the last cookie, so I'm hoping that cheesecake tastes good as well. So that is it for the dry ingredients, and that's what it's going to look like in the bowl. I'm just going to kind of take a fork. I like to use a fork to do sifting type stuff, and I'm just going to get that all mixed up. That's what I have, and once you're done with the dry ingredients, you're just going to set those aside. Okay, so now that we're on to our wet ingredients, the first ingredient that we're going to add is peanut butter. And you could pick a lot healthier peanut butters than Creamy Jif, but I am at my parents' house and this is what they usually have on hand, so that's what I decided I was going to use today. And this is just 1/2 cup of that peanut butter. It's sometimes kind of hard to get out. And lick your finger. It's not required. Okay, next thing is going to be butter. And this is 1/2 cup of butter, or 1 stick of butter. The next thing is going to be 3 eggs, and I pre-cracked them just because a lot of times when I crack eggs, the shell ends up getting in or whatever, so I made sure I did it beforehand. Add in the eggs. And this is just 1/2 cup of water. This is 1 tablespoon of vanilla. It's a Mexican vanilla, and my mom and I both swear by it. I don't think she got it in Mexico. And I did forget to show you, the butter I used is just Hy-Vee unsalted sweet butter. And then the eggs I used are just Hy-Vee eggs. Hy-Vee's kind of the theme, I guess. Alright, I have my mixer here. You just turn it on, and it does all the work for you. It's probably the best invention ever. We're just going to slowly add in the dry ingredients, so I'm going to go get those. I'm going to put this on low. Alright, I'm just going to dump the rest in. Alright, so that should be good. I'm going to show you what this looks like. So it kind of looks like this. It's kind of like a thick peanut butter type texture. It calls for, I'm going to say, I think 1 cup of walnuts, and I have these from Trader Joe's. I have these raw California walnut halves and pieces, but I also didn't have enough of them. As you can see, they're gone. So I added in some of these oven roasted almonds, which isn't going to change the recipe at all. It's just a different kind of nut. Here I'm chopping the walnuts and the almonds with my Pampered Chef food chopper, and when you're all done, this is what they should look like. And then the final ingredient, which I like to call crack in a bag, is this premium baking dark chocolate, bittersweet chocolate. I'm definitely a dark chocolate person, and it calls for a whole bag, which is even better, so go me. So that should be good. It's gonna fall out. No. Now we need to get our baking sheets and get them sprayed and all that good stuff so we can make cookie balls. Alright, now my oven I just preset to 350, so that's heating up. And meanwhile, I am going to make this lovely dough into cookie balls. So I'm going to spray my 2 pans. Probably just got the entire counter, but that's okay. I would say probably about this big. If I'm going to eat a cookie, I want it to be a hearty cookie. Now that I have all the cookie dough balls out on the trays, I'm just going to go stick them in the oven. Another great thing about these cookies is that they only bake 9 to 11 minutes. Alright, and that's a wrap. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Oh my gosh, seriously so good. Wow. They're so chewy.